NFL training camps are hitting the weekend, and some positions are up for grabs in Philadelphia, and some players will have the honor of starting for the Midnight Green, while others will have their hearts broken like a teenage boy who lost his first girlfriend. I'm going to go over key stats and who I think should start at these positions. You're not going to want to miss this episode, but first, like, subscribe, hit that bell, and keep up with Hilltime Sports. All right, the first position I want to go over is linebacker. Nakobe Dean is on the PUP list. Zach Bond's the other starting off-ball linebacker. There are two players going for this position. 5th rounder from 2024, Jeremiah Trotter, All-Pro at Clemson, played 104 snaps in 2024. Strengths: great in coverage, high football IQ, good positioning. His advanced stats last year, 90 overall coverage grade. That's really good for a linebacker. 79 passer rating against on 56 coverage snaps, 8 stops, which is positive defensive plays, and 2 missed tackles. We don't really know what he is right now because he only played 104 snaps last season. He lacks the size of a regular linebacker. He has trouble shedding blocks, which is obviously due to his size. He could get overpowered. And film from college has shown that he can miss tackles. That's what the scouts said during the NFL draft, and despite the low number of missed tackles last year, it was a small sample size. On the other end of things, you got a first-round pick in Johan Campbell, who was a first-team All-SEC in 2024, the 31st overall pick. He's being mentored by Zach Bond. He's explosive, versatile. He could play any linebacker role. You want him to pass cover, he can do it. Want him to run cover, he can do it. Edge rusher, if he doesn't start at the off-ball linebacker, he can play on the edge. So he's got a spot on this team no matter what. Unless he's injured. Injuries have been concerned. He had a shoulder surgery before the draft. People didn't expect him to come back before August, but here he is. He's over-aggressive at times and misses some tackles, struggles in run coverage versus experienced linemen and tight ends. He's going to have to learn to do that because there's a lot of great offensive linemen in the NFL. This is a step above the SEC. His instincts are still developing. It's something that's going to come with age, but last season, the advanced stats that I could find for him, a 13.1 pass rush win rate, a positive grade on 17.1 run plays, a positive grade on 13.3% coverage plays, 22 stops in coverage. That means they got negative yards. The opposing team got negative yards on their passing plays. You also got Smell Mondin Jr. He was considered to be a top prospect, but he got injured and fell due to that. He was all SEC in 2023, played 10 games, 8 starts last year, 57 tackles, 3.5 tackles for a loss, 3 sacks, 3 pass breakups. He missed 4 games with a leg injury in 2024, had surgery on a stress fracture in his foot in the spring. He's someone that has a lot of potential as an off-ball linebacker, but injuries, ability to pursue play sideline to sideline, good coverage skills, effective in blitzing the quarterback. Durability is obviously a concern, but this guy has the makings of someone who could be a rotational player. My thoughts are, Johan Campbell's going to start until Nakobe Dean comes back. He moves to edge rusher. They're kind of thinner than they were last year. They lost Bryce off, although he didn't do that well. Josh Sweat went to Arizona. So it's going to be thinner. They're going to need the edge rusher. I think Jeremiah Trotter will be on the team. He'll be a rotational player until Nakobe Dean comes. Well, even when Nakobe Dean comes back, he'll be a rotational player. Then Smellmont Jr. will be there for depth, I believe. The next position that we're going to take a look at is that cornerback 2 position. Obviously, Quinyon Mitchell is going to be starting on one side. Cooper DeJean has been taking snaps at safety, is going to be the slot corner. Vic Fangio wants him to play every down if he can. So that leaves that outside position. And first, we go with Kelee Ringo. Kelee Ringo expressed frustration after giving up multiple big passes. One on A.J. Brown on day one. Terrace Marshall Jr. in 7-on-7 drills. Adoree Jackson came in and filled in for him, which is kind of a bad sign if you're trying to get a starting position. And in 2024, he had 113 snaps, 16 yards per reception against an 87.8 passer rating. It's not the worst I've seen in advanced stats, but it's not good either. Overall, he had a 67.2 coverage grade. Adoree Jackson, 9-year vet, subbed in for Kelee Ringo after a few big plays. In 2024, he had 426 snaps, 276 coverage snaps, 150 run defensive snaps, a 93.8 passer rating allowed, 11.4 yards per reception, 18 receptions allowed, 5 pass breakups, 0 interceptions, a 64.5 coverage grade. I don't think either guy is the one for the job right now. We've seen Kelee Ringo give up big plays. Adoree Jackson gives up a higher passer rating. No matter who they put back there, I don't think it's going to be a forever thing, a long-term thing. It's good that we got Cooper DeJean at safety and slot. Quinyon Mitchell, obviously, the number one lockdown corner. But next year in the draft, it will be something that they're looking at, in my opinion. But I think Kelee Ringo is going to be the starter this season. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that he's going to be the starter, or do you think Adoree Jackson, or do you guys have another name out there that might be the one to start? The next position that's up for grabs is that right guard position. Last season, Mekhi Becton took the job from Tyler Steen after an injury to him. In 2023, Steen lost to Cam Jurgens, who is now the center, and then Mekhi Becton went to the Chargers, so that's why that's up for grabs. He has appeared in all 17 games to start and played a career-high 316 offensive snaps in the regular season and appeared in all 4 postseason games. One start, playing 84 postseason snaps. There's not a lot that's going on for him. The advanced stats say that he was a 40.6 overall grade, a 37.7 pass block grade, a 50.6 run block grade. He had 5 penalties and allowed 9 pressures. Although he didn't allow any sacks, he has shown some flashes that he can play that guard position, but he just hasn't had the chance to show what he can do. But he's going to have some competition because he's going against 23-year-old first-round pick from the Texans, Kenyon Green. He missed all 2023, 5 games last season. His overall grade last season was 38.6, 39.7 pass block, and a 44.6 run block. I don't really like Kenyon Green as the starter. I think he's going to struggle. I think he's a bust. Your best bet right now is Tyler Steen. He's been in the offense. He has shown the flashes of a good, serviceable offensive lineman. As long as you can run the tush push, then that's all that matters, I think. I'm just kidding, but you know what I mean. Tyler Steen is going to end up starting unless Kenyon Green puts on a great camp, a great preseason, or Tyler gets injured, which I hope he doesn't, because that right guard position is shaky right now. And finally, the number 3 wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles definitely need a third down wide receiver. Johan Dotson started last year, didn't get a lot of opportunities. We didn't even throw the ball that much. There's going to be a video about whether or not Jalen Hurts is good or not. That's coming. Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown are definitely locked into that 1 or 2 position. It's going to be an intriguing competition because both main competitors are people who haven't had the opportunities, and there's a lot of question marks about them. We'll start with Johan Dotson. Joined the Eagles from Washington last season, 31 targets, 19 receptions, 10.2 average depth of target, 216 yards, 0 touchdowns, 1 touchdown in the wild card round against the Green Bay Packers, 42 yards in the Super Bowl. In Washington, though, he did total 1,041 yards, 11 touchdowns on 84 receptions. I guess that's okay for a third wide receiver, but I think they're looking for a little more out of him. 5'11", 183 pounds, a 4.43 40-yard dash. He didn't have any PFF grades last year. And then you got Terrace Marshall Jr., who had that catch against Kelee Ringo. Now, can he do that against top players? That remains to be seen. A.J. Brown has come out and publicly praised Marshall, stating he's good. He's going to make the wide receiver room very uncomfortable in a good way. Last season, though, he didn't do a lot. He only had 3 receptions. There's no grades on him. And finally, Johnny Wilson. I'm just throwing that name out there. He had 1 touchdown last year, played in 16 games. But who do you guys think is going to be that third wide receiver for the Eagles? I think it's going to be a committee between Terrace Marshall Jr. and Johan Dotson until they figure out who. This can go until the middle of the season, and then they'll make a decision. I don't really know who it's going to be, but Eagles fans, let me know who you think in the comments. So, do any of you agree with me? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think should be starting at these positions? And always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell to keep up with Hilltime Sports, where we do the football thing without the lowbrow hot takes or argumentative stuff. I'll see you in the next video.